Today we're going to talk about color correction, and unless you're a baby, your whole face is actually made up of a bunch of different colors, and if you don't correct them, you're just slightly changing the shade of your face. By using a color wheel, you can actually balance out the shades on your face. For example, if you've got blue undertones underneath your eyes, you can use an orange or a peachy tone to counteract that color. And if you've got purpley veins above your eyes, you can use a yellow to cover up your veins before applying a concealer. And likewise, if you've got redness around your nose or if you've got lots of acne like I do, a green is going to counteract all of that red. So keep watching to find out how I correct the shades on my face. I'm going to use a green concealer to counter the redness because green and red are opposite on the color wheel. So I'm just going to take a tiny bit, and you can use any small brush, whether it's like an eyeliner brush or lip brush or a concealer one. So I'm just dabbing it in, and then I'm going to take a concealer that's the exact same color as my skin and use a different brush. So just use a tiny amount, and I have to dab it in instead of swiping it because I don't want to ruin all the hard work that I've done for that green cover up. And then I'm going to use a fluffy brush and take a powder and just set it. And then blend it out. If you're not satisfied with the coverage, it's okay to dab a little bit more green on top. So I'm just taking the concealer and going back over. And then the fluffy brush, just to set it and to blend the concealer into the rest of your face. So I'm going to conceal my other zit using just concealer, so you can see how it looks without a color corrector. So using the same concealer brush and dipping into the same concealer, I'm going to try to mask this zit up here. So as you can see, it did cover up a little bit, but the red is still shining through. So green is really great if you've got red patches on your face or if you've got really bad acne, just to neutralize the color so that the concealer works better. So sometimes the steps are a little bit tedious, but it's well worth it in the end. So I've concealed my whole face using green concealer and regular concealer. And just a reminder, ladies, makeup is not magic, so you can't control the bumps. You can only correct the color. So I couldn't change the height of my zit, but I've definitely toned down the redness. Now to correct my under eye circles. As you can see underneath my eye, it's a little bit of a bruised color. It's like a purpley blue. So to counteract that, I'm using an orange salmon color, like this erase paste here from Benefit. This is going to correct those really, really cool tones beneath my skin. So I'm just going to use my finger because it gives it a more natural finish, and the heat from my hand can melt the concealer onto the surface of my skin. And then I'm going to go in with my regular concealer. That's the corrected eye. And now I'm going to conceal my left eye using only a concealer with no salmon corrector. So the difference is really subtle, but you can see that the orange has really canceled out the blue in this eye, and the blue is still peeking out a little bit on the left side. And this is really good if you have really dark circles, especially if you didn't get a good night's sleep. Now that I've shown you guys how it works, I'm going to remove the concealer and do it properly. Now that I've dealt with the blue undertones beneath my eyes, I have to correct the purple veins that are up my eyelid. As you can see, you can actually see my veins through my skin because I'm a ghost, but mainly because I didn't get enough sleep last night. So I'm going to use yellow to counteract the purple. Remember, with corrector, do not use too much because you're not trying to cover anything up. You're just changing the color of the surface of the skin. Leave it to the concealer to do the covering up. The veins are mainly between my lid and my brow bone. Now I'm going to go over it with a concealer. And now I'm going to do the left side with just concealer. I've just applied concealer to the left side without any corrector, and here you can see that the skin is a lot more even. Before it was just kind of like purpley and beige, but now it's like a solid foundation. Whereas the left side, the color is a little bit better, but you can still see the purple veins through my skin. I'm going to remove the concealer from this side and just do it so it matches my right side. Now you know how to correct the different colors on your face. I hope you guys enjoyed that tutorial, and I would love to know how this worked out for you guys. So please leave me a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.